Hi, this is the Hotbox, telling you that this video might have some sensitive stuff in it, so take a second if you need to and go check out something else. Otherwise, please enjoy the show. This channel is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Click the link, please. I need to buy bread.
Everything's fine, got some merch in the store. It's hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying. Everything's fine, got some merch in the store. I miss the outside world, somebody can save me. What's it gonna do with all that stuff? You can wear it or burn it or give it to your dog. Everything is fine, got some merch in the store. It's hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying.
I'm going to start this out with saying the premise of this video is not to hate on a particular person or a vegan lifestyle. What we're doing here is expressing our feelings about the way a person has been behaving in hopes of changing the platform and maybe this person for the better. Because right now, vegan teacher spreading her toxic message is hardly a ray of sunshine. Recently, it's gone out of control, and it's high time she was held responsible. And much like a glass of water, dunking on vegan teacher is always satisfying. So let's buckle up, you and me, and let's see if we can teach vegan teacher a lesson. Welcome back to the channel, new and returning, young and old, fans, haters, and everyone in between. If you are new here, why not subscribe and turn notifications on? It's free, it's easy, just takes a second, and you can always undo it, but it really does help out the channel a lot, so thank you. And yes, that vegan teacher is in the news over and over again. Most recently, it's for using and attacking Minecraft YouTube sensation Dream to spread what she calls her message.
The kids are here now. I gotta teach a class. Hi everybody! Just finishing up another conversation with God.
朋友是一个坚韧不拔的纪录片。
She even insulted this guy's avatar, which I don't get.
To me, he just looks like a little penis.
Like, you know what I see when I look at Dream's avatar? I see a happy snowman. Yeah, some of these, a little bit of that. Look at him, he's so good. But we'll get more into that later. Right now, you need the full scope so that you can see that this is just another step in her path. That vegan teacher, or Katie Karen Diekmeyer, I do hope I'm saying that right, was better known as That Vegan Teacher, and used to have over 1.7 million followers on TikTok, until her behavior back then got her in trouble and got her banned. But not hard enough because she keeps coming back. TikTok is an app for a predominantly younger audience. And listen, I'm all for teaching kids about healthy habits and promoting different lifestyles. But the type of scare tactics that the vegan teacher uses to almost guilt you into becoming a vegan rather than making it a choice as the result of conscious and deep self-reflection is the problem that we face when your MO is to attack young people on the internet for the purpose of educating them. You really have to wonder where the disconnect is. That's like me trying to teach someone to read with a book, while vegan teacher is trying to teach them with a rutabaga and a megaphone. She preaches this doing it for the earth mentality, and I guess the message spreads one way or another. She does have everyone talking about her. Listen, Katie, it's one way to chase a bag, but it's dirty money with the way that you act. Although maybe you are trying to sell the illusion that numbers don't mean anything to you. I mean, why else would you frequently disable the like to dislike ratio or delete comments, sometimes censoring even entire sections? I mean, it's not like suppressing the means of communication allows you to easier spread your message while also keeping you from being proven wrong, right? Wait, suppressing speech. That's literally censorship! That vegan teacher isn't bad for being vegan. People should be free and encouraged to experiment with different diets, or at least be encouraged to spread awareness of the causes behind them. That vegan teacher is bad because she's guilty of conduct that would make any student of hers sick. Vegan teacher, students should be given an environment where they aren't discriminated against in any way. Because the easiest way to turn someone off from your lesson is to talk to them like their choices are invalid. No one's the same. We all grew up with different circumstances, and it's considering where a person's been before, that empathy that's needed in so many more classrooms. But you know what we don't need? To be told that coming out isn't as important as veganism.
Coming out as a member of the LGBTQ community is an entirely selfish act.
I've said it before, that vegan teacher is no stranger to controversy, hence this whole video being made in the first place. That one I just showed you is from Coming Out as a Vegan. In this, vegan teacher responds to someone with the analogy that coming out is selfish because it's all about you and not about any of the suffering animals.
Coming out as a vegan animal rights activist, as somebody who cares beyond themselves, is much more special than it is to come out as a member of the LGBTQ community. It's talking about you only. It's not talking about the things that you're going to do to better the world. Yes, I'm not saying it's easy in different societies, different religious backgrounds, but if you're in a religion that treats you badly, then just change religions. We've been over this before. Think of how terribly vegan animal rights activists are treated. Not just me, all of them. Do better. Be kind to those who are being kind. Be vegan.
If the way she speaks with such confidence isn't disgusting, what she's saying surely is. The vegan teacher presents many flimsy arguments here. For starters, diminishing anyone's accomplishments is hardly scholarly conduct, especially with so many pressures against people that you even mention for a split hair of a second.
Yes, I'm not saying it's easy in different societies, different religious backgrounds.
But I don't think you grasp the severity of how LGBT people are punished. Because ignoring the long history of literal state-sanctioned violence against gay people, members of the LGBT community experience hate crime at an alarming rate, and many of these crimes go unsolved. And your argument about choosing your religion is narcissistic at best. Sometimes leaving your religion can result in you being ousted from your family and friends. Sometimes you get physically attacked over this. Some people aren't religious, they just dislike gay people. And from your cloud of privilege, you seem to forget that. You could have spent the whole time supporting people who are in countries or situations where they can't be open with themselves. If you want to teach a lesson here, vegan teacher, teach one about loving yourself. Read the air, because this topic isn't the time for you to be trying to force a diet down people's throats. No pun intended. But more recently, vegan teacher has erupted for such things as her "Are You Racist?" video, which caused a full half hour of backlash. The whole message was ban cruelty, not words, which is a super callous way of approaching the message that you're trying to give here. Yes, believe it or not, I think that there were some cogs turning, and she was actually trying to say something here. The whole message is peace, love, and all that, right? Taking the power away from things that hurt us. But you're so insensitive. And you're suddenly concerned about slurs when the F slur was no problem to you, right?
Or if somebody makes a joke about some guy and says, you're a get joke.
Look at this beautiful child. What do you think about the idea of banning cruelty, but not words? People ban even saying the N-word. Then the N-word becomes the X-N-word. The N-word that used to be the other N-word. And it never ends. Does this girl seem to you like she might be naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary, and radiant? She looks like she could be that to me.
What stake do you have in talking about these issues anyways, as a white woman? Oh my god, I solved racism with an acrostic. I'm so brave. If you want to spread love, but don't start using your message, quote unquote, as a means to enable behavior that's openly offensive. There's no way to justify slurs that are so baked in hatred as powerless because I said so. And to make it so centric on the N slur in particular, not acknowledging any others, kinda makes this whole video scream, I told you so. It's like you're making it to validate some belief that inside your head you can't make go away. But by now we know that vegan teacher can't keep her mouth shut. And when that's not directed at you for being carnivorous scum, it's apparently directed at children who play Minecraft on the internet. That vegan teacher most recently has been in and out of the Minecraft YouTuber community. She's attacked George Not Found in this clip, which is a perfect example of everything that's wrong with her teaching style.
And I'm looking for some likes. Give me some likes, please.
Am I missing something? You want likes for walking in the snow? How about you stop paying for the torture and murder of innocent animals and be vegan?
Then I'll like you.
She emerges from out of the blue with no context and those piercing eyes and takes something that was supposed to be so lighthearted, only to twist it to drive home her message. Vegan teacher, from what I can tell, you had no prior affiliation with George and decided that grabbing on to a big name would bring you up along with it. You were so sure that you were right, and that's what turns people off. You don't need to attack someone else's diet to make them change. You shouldn't even be expressly trying to make them change. People do things at their own pace. You should be giving people the tools to educate themselves about your cause in ways that don't spread hurtful propaganda. Kind of like, I don't know, a teacher does? You shouldn't be on TikTok doing the same thing again and again because you also took shots at Tommy Innit and his whole fan base for some reason.
I'm at college and surrounded by women.
Don't be scared, Tommy. Just follow that meat teacher, Miss Tofu. She'll help you find a nice vegan girl who will teach you what to do. Tommy Innit fans, what the f*** is the matter with you guys?
I think you said it best yourself when you said,
This is how you spend your time? Like you don't have anything better to do?
like, with the way you look at Tommy, a minor at the time that I'm recording this, I thought I was about to hear your door get breached. And then fan bases should never be insulted. I've made this mistake before myself in the past, but I realize it's a foundationless argument that makes whatever point you're trying to make look miserable. It's okay to ask, why do people still support this person? It's not polite to swear at current fans to try and make them question their loyalty. So weird. And that brings us to the present. So the story goes that vegan teacher stumbled upon Dream's avatar, much like Ash stumbled upon Charmander in the wild. And I use a Pokemon analogy because I'm sure that she belongs to one of those Christians Against Pokemon groups on Facebook. And finding Dream's avatar, she chose to start slapping it all over her branding because she's repurposing it for a positive message. But apparently it's not working well because she has to open the video by complaining about follower count.
261 whole followers! You know, when I had my 1.7 million, I would get 261 followers in like 5 minutes.
Now, in my opinion, it's a little more than suspicious that someone would continue to repurpose someone else's material, especially when people in and outside of that fan base continually express distaste with it. But maybe she just thinks it's all the more buzz for her name, in which case, that's even more disgusting. But yes, it gets worse, because then there's the part that everyone's heard.
I am using this figure here, which it's a sticker, greenish halo around, which sort of made me think something vegan, you know, the color green. And I saw that this was attached to some sort of YouTube account. Apparently, it belongs some guy named Dream, but I don't know if he drew it himself, and I'm not sure what's so great about this guy, and I didn't even know if it was a guy or girl, because apparently this person never shows their face. Now, to me, he just looks like a little a penis that was circumcised, and that's not right. We have no right to touch baby boys and to take part of their anatomy away without their consent. So I kind of felt sorry for little Mr. Penis Head here. So I kind of took little Mr. Penis Head under my wing, and I've been, you know, taking care of him, bringing him along on my little TikTok videos. Basically, I'm just trying to do anything at all to get these people who play these video games to pay attention to the vegan message. Now, how do you attract them if everything you post gets shot down?
Okay, where do I start? Is it the open discussion about genitalia on a platform largely inhabited by minors that you're more than twice the age of? Is it the absolute ignorance in the face of multiple account bans and red flags begging for her to get the message? Well, I think it's all that and a side of this. Maybe your posts wouldn't get shot down so fast if they stayed closer to their lane and didn't try to get their message across by launching personal attacks. I could go on and on about the potential health benefits of the procedure she's discussing, but instead, I'll encourage you to do your own research. Vegan Teacher demonstrates that she hasn't learned anything here. She's attacking people's potential pre-existing circumstances in an attempt to manipulate them to win people to her side. And what's sad is that it works sometimes. sometimes. When someone's purpose is educating or making a difference, they tend to take a more diplomatic approach than this. This kind of behavior would have you thrown out of any classroom, and that's for more than just the language.
So vegan phobia is a thing. No matter what you people say, it is definitely a thing because you guys target animal rights activists because you don't want to look in the mirror and see what you're doing.
Let me tell you this as a resident expert in telling people to look at mirrors. After you, because your repeated willingness to throw yourself onto a platform that you're aware this behavior isn't welcome on, and you constantly behaving the same way, the same insults, the same hyperbole, it's frustrating at best and hopeless at worst. You have the audacity to call people cruel to animals when you're the one who forced their dog on a vegan diet. Yes, that vegan teacher tried to put a dog, a naturally carnivorous animal, on a vegan diet. Biologically, dogs have teeth and a digestive system that has been scientifically proven to be fit for meat consumption. Deviating from this can have serious health effects on the animal. Vegan teacher, you preach this narrative about haters and cancel culture. I don't hate you, at least not as much as some people. This whole time, I've poked my own fun, but I've always been about critiquing your behavior. Because as a commentary channel, I believe my job is to not use my platform as an excuse for drama. I believe it's to provide criticism, to encourage others to change and better themselves. You've had way more time on this earth than me, and I can't imagine the things that you've seen change. But no matter what you've experienced, I assure you, there's not some enormous vegan-hating Gundam force of people out there. At least not as big as you think. You don't need to be this aggressive when you're trying to communicate. Save the violence for the rich. You tell people to stick with you and to see that everyone else is just haters and you just have your ups and downs like us all. But mental health is not an excuse for actions that diminish people of color, people of other identities or orientations than your own, or do anything as twisted as what you've repeatedly done. This is not a mood swing. This is recurrent and gross negligence. And you know what? I actually gave you another shot. It's why I waited so many days to make this video, because I thought I'd see if you demonstrated any kind of change. But guess what? In your latest upload, as of making this, you're still doing your same tricks.
Eating animals is wrong, McDonald's. Hurting animals is wrong, McDonald's. And change your entire menu to be vegan from now on. Why doesn't she dance to that? This is a perfect opportunity, Charlie, for you to give a message that says, be vegan, or go vegan, or talk vegan to me. Why do people have these long fingernails? Like, what? Aren't they uncomfortable? You glue these things on you, these pieces of plastic. What happens after? So like millions of her fans probably, I assume, you know, people always want to follow. They want the same fingernails. Like, what's the point?
You're attacking a young person on the internet and their fan base. You're reading into things, innocent things, and trying to crowbar your message in there. And I'd like to believe you could become some kind of proper teacher figure, some kind of ally. But for that, you have to learn a lot of perspective. And I think that can only come from a long and continued absence from the internet. If not for our sake, for your own, because I can't imagine that getting all that hate feels good in any way. Everyone deserves a little love sometimes, right? And don't worry, there will still be allies spreading the message of veganism in a healthy way. Like for instance, I'll do my part and remind you that livestock farming has a vast environmental footprint. It degrades land, water, and even coral reefs. These animals are nearly never treated proper on the farms that they're harvested on. I don't care how many hugs and kisses that they say that cow got. Like all the love in the world doesn't mean anything when an animal is literally raised to be gored.
This is where the magic happens, and by magic we mean mechanically automated goring into commodities.
To round it all out, plant-based diets have considerable health benefits, such as lowering the risk of heart disease and cholesterol. If you can afford the time, there will be some links in the description for those of you who are interested. But for everyone else, I won't hold you much longer. I'll just thank you for watching and ask that if you like the video, why not leave a like and share it around. Help spread the message. I love you. And before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. And I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make. Class dismissed. This has been the Hotbox, and until next time, bye. Mwah.
Oh, hi! You caught me in a goose.